Hi, this is Chris Reinecke with Reinecke Design. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video on event marketing and event design. You probably got to this video through an email that was sent to you, and thank you for taking the time to click that as well. So at this point we're discussing events design and how to optimize your space and plan it so that you can get the best return on your investment. So, the easiest way to frame this is that a good solid event um, or event presence in many cases comes down to a 10 by 10 booth or larger property. In some cases, you may even occupy an entire floor. Um, in any of those cases, it's important to frame it and recognize that a good event showing is like a good story. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. At the beginning, you want to have something to draw people in. This is a modular kit that is sold that I can actually sell you if you want, but this is a modular kit that's available on the market that kind of includes some good touch points. So here at the beginning area, this might be something that draws you in, or maybe even here at the tablet. This is something that typically has to do with messaging that draws the eye, that excites people. This stand over here is generally where your sales associates, sales representatives would stand, and so they might work as carnival barkers to draw people into the space and begin discussions that way. So that would be sort of the beginning. The middle being maybe they'll call you in and then walk you over here to take you through a consult at the tablet and walk you through their product options, those kind of things. So that would be the middle. They're engaging you. So this is very message centric. This is very engagement centric. And of course, everything, the entire space would be branded in a various ways. And so the end would be, as you go through that experience, as you're walking away, you might ask yourself, okay, now who is this again? Because you want to remember them for later. And so you're going to see large brand graphics usually in the background. So your beginning, middle, and end also very much like a good story is going to engage you on those levels. So how to recreate that for you, because not everyone's going to want a modular kit like this. If everyone had them, then they would be a little less interesting even then. But some ways to do this, start out by just buying and finding some large signage pieces. If you do a lot of outdoor events, then a tent like this might work. If you do a lot of indoor events with larger properties, then some of these may work as well. And then often, it may just come down to, if you're just doing 10 by 10 booths, the best thing for you may just be to have a backdrop. Have a nice big printed backdrop to put behind you. And so again, this being the end of that last graphic, this being the brand centric content, you want that entire space to be specific to the company at large, not necessarily product driven, not necessarily message centric, but you want it to be driven by those visual cues that remind people of your brand. Now, that can be a lot of things. It can be a lot of photography and things like that. If you're in an industry that includes a lot of photographic cues, that's great. But in most cases, it's just going to be some simple use of color and pattern. And to occupy a large space with a flooded graphic like that really does create a beautiful aesthetic that does draw people in. You don't want to be too overwhelming. Even though you have a lot of real estate here, you want it to be something that is easy to remember. So that's the brand centric piece of it. Then you're going to layer on top of that, and we're going to skip ahead to the foreground here. In the foreground, we're going to actually include message-centric graphics. Now, the catalog sites that I use to pull these from, they don't market these as message-centric tools, so you'll see brand content here, but these are usually in an event-specific context. You'll see these, and they're often used in a way that is very message-centric. So let's use our imaginations a little bit and recognize that this would be a good place for a call to action. So you'd put this in front of your table, in front of your backdrop. And obviously I'm talking about smaller event properties in this case, but there's so much versatility here. You can use it for an event property of any size. But what you're going to do here with these is you're going to basically identify a problem that people need solved, that your message helps with, that your product will help with. So if you are in the software business, then your software solves a problem. Let's say that you provide e-learning to teachers. If you're selling to teachers so that they can improve their career, then you're going to talk about the benefits that offers to them, not the features, because no one likes to really read a list of features. We'll get down to that when we're at the engagement level. But on the message-centric level, we really want to catch people and catch their eye with the things that they care about. You care about passing your certification tests. You care about growing your career. So we're going to call people in with those kinds of messages. So there are just so many options for signage here. These are some of the most commonly used ones at events, but I've got a number of other possibilities that I'd love to walk you through if you have any further questions about that. And then on the engagement-centric level, this is going to be actually those activities that keep people involved and at your booth for an extended period of time. You only have so much time to bring people in, but once they're in, you will have other people to attend to, but you want to at least hold their attention long enough for them to remember you. Some of the ways to do that are to engage them in activities. Maybe you have a prize wheel or a game of some sort. Maybe you'll have a tablet to walk them through some of the product features and some of the like a short consultation even there at that. And then a lot of it's going to happen at the table. Even though this is a branded graphic, I think of this as being an engagement-centric piece because a lot of your stuff is going to be happening near the table. People are going to be walking over here, and you're going to walk them over, and you're maybe going to walk them through your process using a tablet or some print materials or anything like that. And so that's really where you have a chance to engage people and share your elevator pitch and to get them excited about dealing with your brand. And there's a number of ways to do that. But in our next module, we'll be talking about engagement on a deeper level, some of the activities that you can do. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I'd love to hear your comments to discuss with you a little bit further about events and how you do events. I'd love to get with you and just talk more. This is fun stuff for me. I'm excited to spend some time sharing this with you. If you have any questions, give me a call, Chris Reinecke, and you can email me at chris@reinecke-design.com. I look forward to speaking with you soon.